minutes and 31 seconds for a total of 2,481 hours in Warframe.
Oh,
No, like
that's a good amount of time.
I just got paid by one of my one job today. It was like $1,100, and the government took 400 of it. How can
Yeah.
you take that much money? Like the
Mhm.
fuck?
It depends on where you live.
You're not a wizard.
Canada.
Yeah, you have a lot of
Yeah.
All right, my wizard hat's on. That means it's game time.
I
You're a
mean, y'all
wizard
don't
now?
have it much. Y'all don't have
Yeah,
it
is
much
it?
better down there.
I see the hat. When did you start wearing
Speaking
a
of
wizard?
wizard, where's
Speaking
ours?
Where's the wizard?
Flying across the obelisk.
The Rexus. Where is he?
He'll be here. He knows. All right.
We need our barbarian.
So, let us begin our tale of woe. Where were we? Ah, yes, the pits of despair. Quiet.
I
Wait,
forgot
we
where
were in a pit?
too.
I don't remember.
No,
a pit.
we're not. We were not in
Oh.
a pit. I don't know why he's decided we were in a pit. We were not in a pit.
No, you weren't in a pit of despair yet. But the hat is
Our
on.
thoughts might have been.
Our thoughts might have been, yeah. Yeah.
Mine, nah.
But here we are to welcome in our dear compatriots. I wish I had my earbuds down here so I could put them
He
on and
is-
wear the hat.
Ending his stream and then he's hopping over.
Very good. Ugh.
Quit
Oh,
motorboating your
silly hats.
headphone.
Jesus.
I need to stretch this hat out, but it's all right. I'll fix that later.
Giggity.
I thought you were about to say I need to stretch. I was like, that DMing is that hard? Shit.
You know what, Aura? Lightning bolt.
How is me being nice?
Lightning bolt.
Do not
Anyway.
smite me.
Don't tempt me. I love a good smiting. Anyway, welcome once more to Beyond Etheria Ashes. I am your host and dungeon master, Grim Hour Productions, also known by Burn, also known by Grim, also known by Grim and Wissy Kissy Pookins the third, the handsiest of his kind, and the third of his name. Now,
That's a new one.
where we left our dear players at was the very antithesis of finding Pandora's box. Because that's what had happened. Our dear players had found themselves in a castle controlled by the Sister Queens, a coven of hags that seeked one thing only, and it was to take advantage of the power vacuum that would be created by the ending of the war. This, of course, was not known to our players, but our dear Artificer Nez was given prime attention, if we will, in the penthouse suite as he was spoken to by Queen Priscilla, the head of this coven, who simply told him that she would give him access to everything he could possibly want. Everything. Tools, materials, a workshop, assistance, homunculi, whatever he needed to repair an item that would end the war. Over a few hours of unneeded roleplay and elaboration and wild shaping, the rest of the party eventually made their way upstairs to the penthouses where they found Nez and Balder standing in the workshop, looking over a broken object sitting on a pedestal. Now, as it was described to Nez was told that it was simply a magical artifact, something that required the attention of someone able to craft. And he thought nothing of it. until Creed came up behind him to look at what exactly he was studying and saw that it was the Pandora's box held by Max before the Godfall arrived. And that Queen Priscilla, in her wisdom, has decided to try and reforge the box as a means to control and contain the gods. When it was unveiled to Nez and Balder seemed to almost fall into a panic until Priscilla seemed to calm him down with simply just words, trying to get him to understand that it is okay, that he is in no danger at the moment. But the words echoed still between Nez's ears of the fact that once he begins to work on this, once he agrees to it, as he has, that he would not be allowed to leave until it was done. Whatever that meant was still to be seen, as the party now sat deliberating in the workshop of what to do with this item, what to do with this situation they have put themselves into and have found themselves placed within. As they had essentially a way to end the war between the gods and the rest of the Vale. But the implications of it, the idea of that this would be a target, and if given to anyone, would be too much power for a single person to wield. And so now it became a question of, what are you going to do with it? They thought about throwing it over the edge. But one of them spoke up, a Darien, simply saying that if these truly are hags, if they are as powerful to create this kingdom as they've seen fit, that the box would simply find its way back to Queen Priscilla. So there was no reason to try and destroy it or throw it away. Running with it was an option. But what kind of ire would that bring down upon the party of when the queen had spoken to Nez that she is the oldest of 9, now 8, as one of her sisters was slain by the party themselves, though they were still treated with the utmost respect upon being led into this castle. And so that's where we stand now, of what to do when you hold Pandora's box in your hands. Something that could be used to capture the gods, or could be used to doom the world further than what it is. Thus begins the question. Thus becomes the quiet understanding of what exactly you're looking at. And that's where we open up our curtains today. We open the curtains today to the party standing in the workshop as they continue to deliberate what to do with Pandora's box. Take us away, my dear actors.
So, Creed, you were saying probably the best idea is just to fix it while we're here.
I mean, she's offering you anything you could potentially need. Anything. To complete the task and turn it over, but I would not recommend that. It is a transaction, but I'm not sure you want that good necessarily leaving your hands.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it, at least handing it over, but I guess it would be fun to get my hands on Pandora's box to learn more about it. since I probably don't know what the materials are I would need. What do you think I need to start with repairing this?
You're asking me?
Balder.
Oh, thank God. I was like, wait a minute. Did I mishear that? Hang on a second.
No.
Why are you
No,
asking
Balder.
me?
No. Balder.
What were you asking, Boulder?
Basically, because I don't know really anything about it, what would I possibly even need to start with to even think about trying to repair it?
If we're trying to rebuild Pandora's box, if it's something that you really wish to do,
Stream on Twitch, rather, I should say, because that's a Twitch
Mhm.
signature stream thing.
Yeah, Twitch crashed.
okay, it should be back up now, I think.
Yeah. You cut out for a chunk of that little monologue you just did.
All right, let me see if I can lighten the load a little bit, make sure there's nothing else running. It's back, hooray! That's fucking weird. Anyway.
Could be weather shit going on.
I
know I
don't
have
even
weather
know
shit going
anymore.
on here.
It's clear outside, so I don't know. Anyway, Balder basically tells you that to even begin to understand how this box was crafted in the first place is hard to describe, because it was something so powerful made by human hands that it pushed the gods out of this realm and kept them inside of a pocket dimension called the Veil. And so to rebuild it would take a great amount of arcane knowledge and strength, as well as the mechanical aptitude that humans were known for, to piece it
You
back
cut out
together.
again for me, anyways.
All right, Discord. Are we really going to be fighting today? Are we going to be...
Oh, there you are.
We're gonna be fighting today. That's what it's going to be between me and Discord. I'll be punching the voice encoder. But it essentially tells you that you need great amount of arcane knowledge and a great amount of mechanical aptitude, much akin to the humans that originally forged it, to even think about putting it back together again. And after that point, he's not entirely sure. He never saw the forging process, but he can feel the power of the object from where he stands, and it feels just as terrifying as it did the first time, even in its broken state. But that's all he really has for you. Just tell you that you're going to need a lot of arcane and a lot of mechanical knowledge to kind of get this together.
Darian, don't you have like high arcana?
Yes. Sort of. Decent.
What,
It's not bad.
what's your plus?
8.
8. Okay.
Sorry.
Decent,
Oh,
not bad. Plus
it's
8.
not. It's not bad. It's only like a plus 42. Like, you know, it's not bad.
All right.
Look,
was just a
I
little bit
will be the
curious.
first one to say that a plus 8 is respectable. I don't know if it's put the gods back in the box respectable, but I'll try to do the thing, okay?
Is definitely better than mine in Banish Day.
And
Uh,
Balder does look at you and ask, do you know anyone that has a high amount of arcana that you could possibly use for this? Not just the knowledge, but the actual magic behind it. Because it's not that I am doubting Adarian, is that he looks to be one that has the understanding, but not the resources to power such a device. If I remember Max correctly, he was extremely powerful sorcerer. Did my Discord freeze?
That's where it cut him off for
Yeah,
me
for me,
too.
it cut him off at I think.
What the hell is going on?
So Max is an extremely powerful sorcerer.
Yes.
That's what we have heard from that.
Yes. That's all you really have to know about it. If that's what you got, that's what you needed.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on between Twitch and Discord. It's kind of giving me a lot of annoyance on multiple levels.
That's fair. I wonder. I know there's some pretty bad weather going on in some places. I wonder if one of those places is something that Twitch and Discord both use for connection purposes. I don't know. I don't know technology things.
I don't know
I'd be
either.
going to where the best Twitch server is.
And like somehow Spotify's still playing even though I closed it. So I'm trying to figure out what the hell's going on. Oh, and then I got disconnected from there. Oh, sweet mother of God. I'm gonna start throwing hands. Fuck off, Spotify. I don't know what's going on. This shit is fucking stupid.
Yeah, no, his stream is fine. Like he's moving and grooving and talking on stream. I have Twitch muted, so I can't hear him, but like
All right, hang on. I'm checking stuff here, folks. Like nothing's eating up a bunch of stuff that should be doing this. Like my network is not being
Someone in
chunky.
your chat said they had an update of some kind. Are they referring to Twitch or Discord?
Maybe. I mean, I haven't updated my OBS yet, because I didn't want to update it in case it added something.
Right.
But like, I'm trying to see.
This has been doing fairly good.
Yeah, it's like I'm trying to see what's, if anything, is like eating something that it's not supposed to.
Both Twitch and Discord updated last night, apparently.
Oh, jeez. Did I run? Well, I didn't run the update for Discord yet.
Yeah.
Hmm. That usually doesn't give me problems when it does it here. I'm gonna run the update for Discord real quick. Hang on.
Yeah.
we are going to be All right, we're back. I think everything is sounding clear. Everything is now working. I'm not having drops on the Discord for the time being. I've gone through and double checked all my processes, make sure there's nothing dragging, and everything looks good. It's good being relative until it stops being good, which then I will throw something through a window. But here we have our Lion Focus joined us. And the last thing that I said was Balder basically speaking to Nez, saying that Adarian seems to know a lot about Arcane, but he may not have the resources to fuel the Pandora's box. Do you know anyone who would have the arcanic resources to do what needs to be done?
Well, one person does come to mind at the moment. It would be Clem.
Who is this Clem that you speak of? Would he have the power necessary to fuel this box? Max was an incredible human sorcerer. Would this individual be able to stand in the same realm? I mean, we don't even know if there's other steps to this process besides him.
Or is just gonna face palm at the mention of Clem's name.
He would be the strongest wizard that at least I personally know.
So you're telling me I'm gonna have to see Clem again, is what you're saying.
What's wrong with Clem? You're the one that lied to him.
You lie to him. I tried to be nice to him. He just didn't like what I had to say. And he also spilled coffee on me. Look, Clem and I are frenemies. We're not friends, we're not enemies, we're a little of both.
Little of both, huh?
Yeah, I just don't like him either.
That's a pretty high compliment to yourself.
Clem and I agree to disagree on everything.
Very good.
But I suppose if you need him, Nez, I'll be nice. If
Don't have a choice.
if Clem is the answer to your problem, our problem, I suppose.
He enjoys
How do
picking
we
on
end-
you, so
How did we end up here again? All right, you got kidnapped by a lady.
I was right next to you when this happened.
You do know that y'all were in the real world and I was living in my fantasy land. Speaking of
He was
fantasy land,
busy
where's my
talking to a
backpack?
mushroom in her backpack.
She was talking to the Gorbaz.
Yeah.
His name is
Stone.
His name is Gorbaz. Put some respect on his name.
No.
I'm going to plant him one day and I hope he beats you up. I'm just not planting him here because I don't want him to get hurt by the lady that has kidnapped all of us. We had to come and get you. Because it would be wrong to just leave you behind. Even though it looks like you were living in luxury here, Nez.
Luxury.
Anyways, back to Clem. What's the plan?
Well, for one, it would be even just to get a hold of him.
I'm sure he'd respond to a smoke signal that looks like money.
So out of character, Grim, do I have a way to actually try and like communicate with other people that could possibly help?
What's
Well,
one
I'm
of
here.
Clem's favorite phrases?
Fuck.
What is it?
Oh, I just had a brain fart. I'm so upset right now.
Money talks.
Ah,
Could bribe the gnome.
so
Bribe the gnome.
The concierge.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you did bribe him. That's not what he's talking about. Anyway, yeah.
No.
One of Clem's favorite phrases is that money talks.
so if I just say money talks,
No.
or
You
does
pick
he
up
know if I'm willing to pay?
you pick up a gold piece and you look at it as you remember that phrase. As the last time you saw him, he brought you back a bunch of information that he gained from distributing coins to a bunch of different people and basically listening through them.
This man invented medieval spyware. He's got spy money.
uh, so taking a gold piece out and looking at it and staring at it, thinking that this is one of the ones that Clem had passed around.
It
I'm a
might
weirdo for
be.
talking to my
Who's to say?
mushroom.
But there's only one way to find out.
Or he's gonna whisper to herself, and I'm the weirdo for talking to my mushroom.
Yes.
I will look at the money piece and say, if money talks, Clem, can you hear me?
No sooner do
I
you
have
say
a-
the words, you see a hand come out of your coin purse as it just kind of opens as he steps out of it. He flaps his jacket a little bit, and he kind of shuffles, and he goes, "Ah, who let the moist elf back in here? God, you smell like tuna. The fuck are you Are you talking to a mushroom?
Nice to see you too, Clemifer.
Clemifer, my name is Clemethy. Put some respect on it, thank you, you damp bitch. Anyway.
Love you too. Love you too, boo boo.
Nez, I believe you were calling for me.
Yes. I could possibly use your arcane wisdom, and I'm going to show him Pandora's box.
What in the sweet lover money bag is that? It's made. Where did you find this?
I
That's
didn't
the lady
really
gave
find it. I
to
was
him.
brought to it by the queen of this area.
Who? Hey. Did you bring me to a castle that I don't know about?
Her name is Priscilla, and depending on how you see her, she's either the hottest thing on earth or the ugliest thing down under.
Ah, like my ex-wife. Shut up. Anyway. So, this Queen Priscilla brought you this object. And you decided to call me for my organic knowledge and powers. To what?
Apparently, this is what used to hold the gods at bay, and if I could possibly fix it, we could maybe end this war.
He doesn't want to put baby in a corner. He wants to put gods in a box.
You are essentially asking the equivalent of a monkey with a hammer to fix a hydrogen bomb.
I mean, at least you called yourself a monkey.
I'm going to ignore you now.
That's Clem.
Yes, hello, Creed. I was summoned through a money bag.
I have an alternative option here, Nez, if you don't mind.
By all means.
Clem, and I can't. I'm doing it. I realize it's the perfect thing. Creates into like the casual lean on something.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to fix the box, there'd be plenty of investment opportunities after the war's over.
What part of monkey and a hammer?
I believe you. The power vacuum. There would be quite an amount of work to be done. Cities to rebuild, armies to fund. No, the loans would be quite substantial.
Not
Clem?
even just on the big scale. Imagine the amount of people who'd have to reopen bank accounts, create savings accounts, get financing for their homes to be rebuilt or expanded upon as it need be. You have people who need to get horses, get carts. Everyday goods they'd have to go to a well-trusted financier for.
I too like investments.
What part of he just called himself a monkey with a hammer? Do you guys not comprehend? He just said he can't do it.
No, I said this is the equivalent of giving a monkey a hammer to asking him to repair a hydrogen bomb. I did not say that I could not do it. You damn moist bitch.
Sorry, Clemifer.
It's
That
Clementhy.
That analogy, kind of makes it sound like you can't do it. Because you'll be a primate with a hammer and a hydrogen bomb. Meaning we could go boom because you can't do it.
If I'm a primate with a hammer, that makes you a salamander with a rock. Shush your face.
Glad you know your aquatic creatures, Clem. You passed kindergarten.
A salamander is not aquatic, it's amphibious, you idiot.
Same shit, different pile, Clemifer.
What's kindergarten?
I don't even know what she's saying anymore. She's speaking common. Sounds like she's speaking Sylvan. Thank God I understand it enough to know she talks all of you behind your backs in Elvish. Anyway, I believe the investment opportunities outweigh the risks. But do you know who's asking you to rebuild Pandora's box?
She's a hag.
A hag?
She's one of 8 because we killed 9.
Okay. Creed, you're gonna have to sell me again on this investment opportunity. That if there's a coven of 8 hags, originally 9, but now 8, living in here, that's not a hag you're dealing with. That's an arch hag. That's something that even Clem doesn't want to deal with.
We could just destroy the box.
It's already what do you think you're gonna do? Hit it with a stick and break it more? It's already broken.
We could make it disappear. Go to Treller's Bay. I hear the water's quite deep.
So you want to try and leave a Archhag's castle with the box that she stole from a Holly site and try to think you're just gonna leave with it?
I mean, we've done worse things.
I cannot explain the issues that lie within you simply saying we've done worse things when it comes down to the fact you're trying to leave a hag's castle with the object that they have deemed prizable enough to risk capturing a very powerful artificer, gaining the attention of their very powerful friends and allies, and then putting you all in the same room together. If she's willing to do that, either she's extremely powerful or she knows something you don't.
Also, Clem, have you met Boulder?
Probably both.
That's what the big man. I don't care about the big man in the corner. I'm talking to you. Hi, Balder. Hello. What about him?
He's quite powerful too. We rescued him from a beam of light.
Congratulations. I was also in a beam of light. There was monsters everywhere. What's your point?
I don't know. We got power too. So
I just said that I just said that if someone is willing to put all of you in the same room alone, either is extremely powerful or knows something you don't. I would not leave you all in the same room unsupervised. That terrifies me.
I take offense to that.
Creed,
of course
you're
you're
fair.
scared of me.
Creed, you can only control them but so much. You can only control the chaos but so far. I believe in your strength entirely, but it's the fact of that if I dangle a pair of shiny keys, the elf will run off a fucking cliff. Like, it's a whole thing.
I would not run off a cliff.
Could you test that theory?
You ran after towards an ancient gold dragon trying to ask about dragon eggs. I heard you, and I judge you for
He
it.
told me where to find them. It didn't kill me.
But anyway, so I think this is bad news. But looking at what we have here, if I am to understand anything correctly, is that the only way to get this to work is you need all 4 stones to turn on the box. Like, you could put it back together, you can build it back, and you could do all the whole things. But from the stories I've read in my many years of being alive, is that the way Max was able to concentrate such magic into one point, to do such an act of defiance, to cause not only the veil to be formed, but the schism immediately afterwards at the fall of the spire, is because the world stones powered the box. And there's
So in
only
other
2
words,
of them active.
So in other words, we have to ask the nice lady to let us leave the castle, or the not so nice lady, I guess.
No, Nez, you were the one that made the deal with her, yes?
Unfortunately, yes, because I was really curious about what needed to be fixed.
What were her words exactly?
I will give you whatever you need to fix this. I will pay you afterwards whatever you would like. A boon, money, or whatever you could think of after this is fixed to capture the gods and end this war.
Right. What were her terms of you leaving, though? That, like, she can't just say that and then not put a contingency in.
I can't leave until it's fixed. And
Okay.
even before that, she said, I can't leave until I agree.
Well,
So either way, I was screwed.
you were kind of in a hag castle. There really was no good way out. But anyway, that means that there is a way out. That means that even if you fix the box, it won't work yet. So it won't be active. It won't have any kind of real connection to the weave, to the arcana, to the magic, whatever you wish to call the things that we do here with our grimoires and our words. But until all the stones are turned on, which means you still need to go to the Drowned Temple and the Martyr's Wake. Those two spots still need to be activated, which means that even if you fix the box, there is no power to be had. At least I hope. I haven't dealt with an archhag before. I don't know what kind of bullshit they have in their pockets. And I don't want to be around when I find out. But I think that's your way out of here. If you simply make it so that it's fixed, it's ready, she should let you leave. What happens after that, I guess, is going to be up to you.
But how do we prove it's
Possibly
fixed if it
say-
doesn't work?
She didn't say it had to work. She said it had to be fixed, which means it had to be prepared. She may not know about the world stones. So, take that as you will. I can try to give you something here to fix this situation. But it's not going to be easy, and it's going to make a lot of noise. And secondly to that, we're still going to need to put the thing back together, which is going to be a whole thing. So I would start with the mechanical side of things. I will stay here to finalize the process, and Darian, I will need your assistance as the only other arcanically afflicted individual here to assist me with the final touches to get the magic into the box in layman's terms. But if we can at least mechanically fix it, and forge the metal, fix the whatever arcanic glass Max used, the fire, whatever this is, and listen to Queen Priscilla on what exactly she requires, then I imagine once it's done, you should be able to leave for all intents and purposes.
I appreciate the fact that you're willing to stay and help out.
I don't have much else going on. If this box means investment opportunities, then it means rebuilding the world and realigning my pockets. I mean, there's really not much else I'm willing to do at the moment.
So then between Balder, Clem, and myself, we should possibly, and then Adarian helping Clem with the Arcana. We should be able to possibly repair this.
It's
I want to go.
yeah. Repair is a strong word, but it would be back together again. To what means or an end? I don't know. I also don't know if the big man himself is going to know when it's put back together. That is the biggest problem I foresee, is the big man in the big tower being a little more upsetty about the whole situation.
Yeah, I could see that.
But you can't end a war without pissing a few people off, so we might as well get to it.
I'm pretty sure we've already done it once.
We've all done
Second
it.
time won't hurt.
We've all done it a few times, I imagine. But all right. So looking at this whole thing, we're gonna need to reforge the metal frame. So I imagine you and Okros and Balder will work on that. Darian, you and me will work on reforging this soul glass, or whatever this material crystalline structure is, trying to put it back together again. And hopefully we'll be able to set all the pieces back to right and make sure that it all is warded and glyphed correctly. And if that works, then we should be able to put some kind of magical device inside of it, and if we close the box, it should isolate the device inside the box. That would tell us that we have done the correct job, if you will.
I wonder how many times this is going to explode before we're done.
I don't want to think about that, Darian. I really do not want to think about that, Darian. But, alright, so we're going to need fire, water, strength for the forging. For the glass here, we're going to need, thankfully, a soft metal, but we have plenty of coin, and so do I, that will have to use the gold to seal the glass together. Hopefully allow it to push the magic in between. That would be me and Adarian trying to do that. The rest of you will have to improvise. I imagine that, Creed, you have some kind of pyromancy in your belt of utility there?
I can create a bonfire, but I might burn the castle down.
If you make the bonfire in the forge, the thing that's meant to hold the fire, then it won't burn the castle down. Also, the castle's made of stone.
All right.
And belongs to a hag, so there's probably wards against it burning down.
All right. I'll cast create bonfire in the forge.
Alright, and then we'll need some kind of pure water. I believe at this one, if I remember the tales, that it was water blessed by multiple clerics. We unfortunately don't have that, but we do have a paladin. So we have that going for us at least. So Aura, if you could fill that basin there with water, and then Creed, if you could bless it in the name of whoever you work for, at least we'll have you started with the forge.
All right. I pull out my decanter of endless water and pour a stream. How many gallons do we need, Clem?
Until the basin is full, it's I would say at least 40 to 50.
Okay. Well, then I will do multiple fountains from my decanter of endless water, 8 to be exact.
Perfect.
Fresh water, obviously, not salt.
Yes, we do not want salt water. That will quench the steel too quickly. And now, Creed, if you would please consecrate the water.
I don't know how to do that.
So, do you have like a symbol of holiness or something that represents your person? A weapon, a trinket, a book?
I have a buckler.
Okay, that's a start. Dip the buckler into the water and speak with your boss and ask them nicely to consecrate the water in the name of your boss.
Yeah, Greed's gonna like hesitantly pull the buckler off his arm, and like eyes shifting back and forth to Clem in the water, just like dip it in with both hands. Like he's gonna close his eye and reach out. I know, it's an unusual request, but, would appear I need this water to be blessed.
As you ask, you hear a deep chuckle from Tiberius as your eyes open as you see blue energy flow off your shield into the water as it seems to have a now slight ethereal glow to it.
Interesting.
Ah, very good. All right. Now, Nez and Okros, you two need to be on forge duty. So, Nez, of course, with your hands and your understanding of metallurgy, walk Okros through the steps of forging the pieces back into shape and putting them together, etc., using your tiny mechanical hands to hold things, welding things and such. Darian, I'll need you over here for a moment. As you see Clem pull out out of a pouch inside of his cloak, he seems to open it and reach in and pulls out like a little metal stand, a little metal ball, what looks to be a Bunsen burner, and like a small cylinder that he connects to the Bunsen burner. Ah, my ears, Cass. As he reaches in further and he pulls out some gold coins and sets them in there, and then hands you what looks to be a brush with Zoe, you son of a bitch. Hands you a brush with metal bristles. And
Looks
says,
like the monkey.
And he goes, Darian, you and me are gonna have to put energy into this as we seal the glass together. Yes. So I'm going to melt down these sacrificial gold coins. It's only a handful. It will be fine. I'm not crying. FBI, open up! No, we're busy. Come back with a warrant.
Just think about the greater investment, Clem. It'll be all right.
It is. It's for the greater good, for the greater investment. As we melt this down, we'll have to put energy into the glass. And as we do that, we'll use the gold to seal the glass pieces together into the original shapes. Once that's done, they should be formed correctly. We will charge the glass panes with what magic we both have, and then by that point, the frame should be reforged by them, and then it should fit back together. And then we will simply put a magical item of some form in the box. And if we close the box, the magic should no longer affect us. We'll cross that bridge when we get there, but right now, you and me are going to have to work on this. First, we're going to have to connect our magics, so you're going to need to hold my hand.
Okay.
Okay.
Just takes Clem by the hand immediately. Doesn't question it.
As Clem grabs a hold of your hand, his eyes go wide as he looks at you. And he just kind of stares at you as he realizes you're not a regular arcanic user.
You're not a regular boy. You're a real.
He whispers to you, Adarian, who did you make a pact with?
I'd really rather not talk about that.
Later. As he squeezes your hand as he's just like shivers a little bit. And it's just like, it's go time. And he snaps his fingers and the Bunsen burner turns on, melting the gold down as he pours it onto the glass as you brush it in, as he starts chanting this incantation as the glass begins to glow. As we bring over to Nez Okros, that with the blessed water from Creed and Aura, as well as the fire started by Aura, it is now up to Okros and Nez to forge the pieces together, which is simple enough. Okros, you're good at bashing things with a blunt weapon of sorts, and Nez, you know things about metallurgy. So between the two of you and your experience of working together, you're able to reforge the frame relatively intact and actually rather mastercrafted. Seeing Okros do very tiny engravings with a massive mallet is very hilarious to watch. But after, I would say, a couple hours, you guys have the frame rebuilt as Clem and Darian finish up the glass, as Kree and Aura basically are helping out by either bringing materials or just simply standing by, as Balder is still too afraid to step near this process as it's all going on. He goes, now everyone, with the glasses charged and reformed, and the frame reforged, we should now be able to put it all together. It's going to take teamwork across everyone to put the pieces in at the same time. So first we're going to put in the bottom panel, very, very gently, as everyone slowly pulls it up as like the clamps are bent inward to hold the glass in place. And everyone's slowly sliding the panes in as the clamps are being put in, as you all are taking the most tedious amount of time using the tips of fingers for those of us that are large class. Oh, gross. Otherwise, using mechadendrites and tiny fingers for everybody else. And all the glass gets set in as you all step back and look at this what looks to be reforged box. And Clem looks to all you, goes, well, the last thing we need to do is to make sure that it's sealed tightly. Who has a magical item that gives off some kind of aura? And not the person, but it gives like energy.
Would the Nemesis ring be considered that?
If it seems to give off some kind of energy around it, I mean, it would work. But I mean, if it's something that you have to make contact with, it's not going to tell you anything.
Aura's gonna slowly like slide her trident out of picture.
The trident's too large to go in the box. We need something that we could actually feel.
Out of character, I genuinely don't know if I have anything.
I have a ring of lightning resistance. We can put it in the box and have Aura stand next to it and then just strike her with lightning.
As much as I like that plan, I don't think it works that way. Here, I have an idea. It's a dumb one, but I like it. As he reaches into his cloak again, and he pulls out what looks to be a large pearl. As he holds it out in between all of you and goes, behold, the orb of confusion.
No, thank you.
I want this.
And you see him flick what looks to be like a flip toggle switch on the back of the orb as you feel the energies giving off of it. As I need all of you to give me a intelligence check, please. Also need to make one for Clem as well.
Ah, shit.
Is
Double
this
click
just
back.
a check or a saving throw?
It's a check.
Ah. Ah.
I don't even know what I fucking
19.
rolled.
It skidded on 16 and rolled over to 6.
I got a 13.
I got a 1 plus 1, so I got a 2.
So,
Well, one's a 1, and I got a 1.
so
I have a
as
+5.
as we're all standing there holding it, the only one that's not really affected, is Okros. As he flicks the orb on, you hear Clem go, the orb of confusion. As Okros, you just kind of push the orb into the box and close the lid as the effect wears off.
Out of context, I love the idea of just this singular lion man standing in a room full of people who just lost their fucking shit, looking at everybody, just like, what the fuck is happening here?
Yes.
Why are all the smart people so dumb?
Why smart man dumb now? No makes sense.
Ogres just stand there going, these
He
edibles.
said orb of before collapsing. The only orb I see here is this.
Ogres just stand there going, these edibles are not shit.
These edibles are not shit, he says. And so, Ogres, as you push the orb into the box, unaffected by its radius, you close the box. As Clem goes, where's the... Oh, it worked. The orb of confusion's in the box. As he opens it, and goes, yes, good. The box works. See, watch as he opens the box, and everyone just starts going, and closes it, and everyone returns back to normal. He's like, aha!
Clem,
Would you
don't
stop
open
that?
that again, please.
It works, everybody. Aren't you excited and happy?
Yeah, let's keep it working. Keep the book shut.
And he goes, well, let's, well, I need to get my orb back. As he opens the box, and he quickly pulls it out and flips the switch off. Goes, all right, back in the pocket with you, and shoves it back into his cloak.
That really needs to be on the end of a staff, Clem.
I don't see why. It's much
No
funnier.
good reason, but there are definitely reasons.
It's much funnier when I pull it out, and it confuses everyone around me, including me. It's chaos, my friend.
You know what? Fair enough. I recede my comment.
But anyway, it looks like the box works. So I guess that means that now you have to call in, what's her name? Queen Priscilla, and hopefully, she lets you out.
Guess we'll find out. You want to meet her?
No.
I was just about to say you probably don't want to be here for that part, considering you kind of teleported into her castle without an invite.
Yeah, I'm not really supposed to be here. And as he's kind of standing there, you hear thunder crash outside. And he goes, up, I really don't want to be here now. I'm going back in the coin purse.
But she'll love you, Clem.
As you see him take a running start at Nez. He takes a running start at Nez and, like, does the whole traditional, like, hands over the head dive into the coin purse and just disappears.
I want to say the helping hands knew what he was doing and grabbed the coin purse out for him to do it.
Nice.
I really
Pogs.
wanted her to meet him, darn it.
And so as the thunder and lightning clash outside, and Clem dives back into the money bag saying, I really don't want to fucking be here now. Queen Priscilla enters about 10 minutes later, simply saying, it's quite a storm we're having outside, aren't we? Well, I imagine that I've heard quite the commotion. What is your progress?
I think it's repaired. And I show her the box.
It seems to be intact in all things considered. I'm not entirely sure how to test it, but why are there only 2 glowing stones on it along the front here, not 4? I can see that there are 4 gems, but only 2 of them light. Why is that? Do you know?
No idea, Priscilla. Queen Priscilla, sorry. Sure box, isn't it?
It is not
thought you'd
my
know.
box. It is a box that I acquired to help end the war.
We figured you'd know what those are, because you're the one that wanted the box fixed, so we figured you know how to use it.
I do not enjoy being patronized by my guests. young one, I would
Because we're just as
suggest
stumped as you are.
Very well. If you cannot tell me, it is of no consequence, as it will be shown in time regardless. I will find it, you will find it. Something will happen. But I guess since that is all you have to give me for this, I guess I don't need you anymore.
Just want to go ahead and point out I really don't fucking like that wording.
I don't like it either.
Why are you all standing here? Leave. She's kind of looks
Okay,
at
I'll
you
take the
just
bait.
like
I'm gonna attempt to walk out the door.
she's like waving her hands like, I don't need you. Go away.
You did
Okay.
say I would get whatever I wanted after repairing this.
That
Can
is
you give
true.
us the Valkyrie back?
I never stole your Valkyrie, but it was damaged when you landed, was it not? I could bring it here for you. That is a simple act, a simple gesture of thanks for what you're doing here. Is that really all you wish from me after doing such an act?
Continue with whatever mountain of gold you're asking. This is the first person who's legitimately said something along those lines and actually just let him leave. So
So,
he's kind of shocked that she's not trying to double cross and murder him.
We haven't walked out the door yet.
Yeah, but you understand, like, I'm not even exaggerating. This is the first time this has ever even happened where she's like, leave, and the door's actually open. It's not like standing on the other side of a dire dragon with a shotgun.
Like I
Don't
said, we
put
haven't actually
images
tried
like
to
that
leave
in my
yet.
head because now I want to see that.
But sorry, Nez, continue with what you're asking for. I can't wait for this.
What'd you say, Nez? It cut off in Discord.
no, that's fine. You did offer a boon. What would that be?
What do you wish? I imagine one of your intelligence and skill would require something of an artifact, maybe a magical aura of some kind, maybe
He
ingredients,
has a magical aura,
items.
thank you.
The boon can be what you deem fit. It can be a blessing, it can be an artifact, ingredients, materials, money, currency. What do you feel would be best to grace you after completing such an act? I will already be bringing the Valkyrie back here to the faraway. So, what else do you require?
I'm wondering if my Discord's cutting out because, like, I lost half of that.
So did I. So it's not just you. And if he's still talking, yeah, he's gone.
No, I'm still here.
Mm.
No, I heard him like come back at the end, so at least I know he's back to hear me.
Yeah. It's basically asking you what kind of boon would fit this act. Would it be a magical item, an artifact, materials, ingredients?
Man, I'm like between a couple of things there on that one. What would Nez think is best? Honestly, I would say like a whole bunch of rare ingredients, if possible.
Yeah, because in my opinion, you don't need a magical aura because you already got one.
Am I allowed to ask you a question, Your Grace?
You may.
What is the limit of your resources?
There are a few, but for the most part, it's not many limits on what exactly I'm able to complete.
If hypothetically speaking, if we were to ask for a weapon that could defeat someone who's nigh unstoppable, would that be within your abilities?
A weapon to stop something that is nigh unkillable. That could be something I can do. What person would you exactly be looking to affect with such a thing?
Odd question, out of character.
Yeah,
About where in the room is Balder?
Balder, he's like behind you, farthest away from the box.
Creed is gonna deliberately like turn his eyes and turn his head and make eye contact with Balder, and turn
Uh-huh.
back to the queen. Zeus.
Ah, you wish to have a weapon to kill a god in its complete right, not just its simple dead and done, but just complete removal. That could be done, but it depends on what you're wishing to look for. As that there is one weapon that you already have possession of that can kill a god, but I don't think giving you something else would be the easiest way. Though I believe I could give you something, at least. And she holds out her hand to you as a singular arrow spawns in her hand. It forms out of this green vine-like magic that grows up and down the shaft as she holds it out to you and goes, "This is a singular holly vine arrow. It is said to be a bane to all that have been imbued by some kind of charm, some kind of boon, blessing, magics that allow them to live beyond their means. This would, in all essence, turn Zeus mortal if you can hit him with it, or anyone else for that matter that has been blessed to live beyond their years." Would that be suffice for you, Creed?
In character, he would respond to the affirmative. Right now, I have to ask. I'm asking myself an interesting character question.
Mm-hmm.
Is it about? Is it about what Zeus has done, or is it about Creed wanting revenge?
That is the true question, isn't it?
If it's revenge, the answer's simple. If he only wants to go after Zeus, everything he's done, it's also simple. One of those is personal, one of those is for the betterment of the realm. Your Grace, I am not attempting to deny Nez any rewards or boons for his wonderful work. But perhaps you and I could speak privately and potentially come to an arrangement.
I would enjoy that conversation and will happily do so. So I will save yours for another time. As I finish my business with Mr. Nez, we will go and speak as your friends are escorted from this castle before this very encompassing storm brings itself down to a thunderhead. And she turns back to you, Nez, as she nods to Creed and goes, "Now, Mr. Nez, what exactly do you wish for your boon? I will already be bringing back your precious Valkyrie and having them place themselves at the far away west of here, out just outside the city walls. But what do you want? I know the scars you hold, the pain that has betrothed you as well as the rest of your friends. So what do you want? And it can be something for you or all of your compatriots if you so
I would
wish.
like I'll let them speak up for what they would like, but I would like at least a few rare materials to either be able to upgrade Lucifer, possibly.
You wish for components to fix your guard dog. Very well. I will give you what you need to grace him with something more compelling to his name. And she hands you what looks to be a metal chest. And if you listen closely, you can hear the sounds of it sounds like a heart beating from inside.
Would be alive.
Sorry, work email. Apologies. What? I do.
Yeah, so she
I
hands you a
think
metal box with what sounds like a heart beating on the inside.
so. I'll take that box.
Yeah.
And go. Huh. Like off of hearing the sound of the heartbeat, it sounds like he'll be actually alive.
Oh,
This will be a very interesting creation.
he will be more than alive, dear Nez. He will be the compatriots that you have always wanted him to be. Now, as for the rest of you, wish for what you want, what your heart holds the most desire. You all had a part to play in this, whether how small or how large. So speak. Or you can simply say nothing. There is no expectations here. I'm feeling generous.
Bree's going to wait until they're a little bit more private to talk with her.
Well,
so.
yes, she knows yours. Yours is
I
fine.
just stand
Yeah.
there, double check it.
Out of character, I have no idea what Aura wants, so I'm still thinking.
Think about what your character wants the most. What does the heart want?
We all know what the heart Aura's heart wants. Right? I
Uh-huh.
don't know if she should ask for it.
Ask for it anyways.
Okay. I'm gonna do the weird shy like toe scuffle and just like look at the floor and be like,
Are you gonna
I know
do
what
the
I want.
uwu fingers too? Are you gonna do the
Yeah,
little...
I'll do the uwu fingers too. Why not?
Oh no. Yes,
Queen
Aura.
Priscilla, could I maybe possibly have a dragon wing?
I know giving you a wormling would not be the best of interest, but I could give you something that's a little more your speed, so to speak.
Okay.
As she kind of pulls down from above her and hands you uh, a, 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 a decently sized egg. Like, do I have one in here? I don't. I don't have one of the stuffed eggs. The plush eggs I gave my wife. It's about the size of, have you ever seen like an emu egg? About yay big.
Yeah, roughly, yeah.
About
Okay,
yay
like
big.
kind of like an ostrich egg.
Yes. It's about the size of an
Okay.
ostrich egg, but it's all like scaled and textured. Like it's very
Yeah,
distinctively.
it looks like a dragon egg, kind of
Yes.
like the typical fantasy
Yes.
movie dragon eggs.
Very,
Okay.
very fantasy, typical reused asset dragon egg. She hands it to you
I
and
also
Sip goes, "This
I
is
also felt the eye rolls of everybody.
and this is a pseudo dragon, a small one. Name him as you wish, or her. I do not know what may spawn of it, as well as what bloodline it will come from. But when it does show itself to you, it will not grow bigger than, I would say, about 3 feet long. It would be much smaller than a wormling, less destructive, but a useful companion for a druid like yourself, especially one that has gained as much knowledge and experience as you have, and would be able to help guide you on certain situations. A familiar, if you will. I imagine that would
Okay.
solve your predicament, and it also would give your mushroom company.
His name is Gorbaz. I didn't
Ah.
get to name him though.
No, the mycelium tend to name themselves. Now, dear
Thank
Darian,
you.
dear Okros, what do you two wish for in your heart of hearts? You can simply ask for nothing. Or if there's anything that has been escaping your grasp.
Thinking about it. 1 second. Um, hmm. I would like to have a better scimitar than the one I have currently.
If that is what you wish.
Yep, that's about it.
Snaps her fingers, and the scimitar that you're carrying becomes a +2 adamantine scimitar.
Thank you. Now I need to go digging through the manage inventory thing and find that. Excuse me.
And adamantine is when you customize the weapon. It's underneath the options. It's a checkbox.
Ah,
How do
cool.
I add my egg to my inventory?
Write egg in notes or do custom item egg.
There's a custom thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Adamantine. Which one of these is the plus on it? I found the checkbox for adamantine, but how do I make it +2?
You should be able to just pull a +2 down.
Do we know how much my egg weighs?
Like 2 pounds.
So just put a 2 there.
Perfect.
I don't think I'm doing this
I'm
right.
curious.
got you,
Hang
buddy.
on.
Thank you.
Oh my god. I decided to look it up. There actually is a quoted weight for 2 different type of dragon eggs. Oh, 3 of them. A red dragon egg might weigh around 250 pounds. While a black or silver dragon egg could weigh 150 pounds. A bronze dragon egg is estimated to weigh 8 pounds.
That's also for
Well,
like
we
an
don't know what's
actual
on-
wormling. That's not like a pseudo
Yeah, this
dragon.
isn't.
That's still
This is-
like
Yeah, it's still damn.
wow.
This is like
Damn.
my little fucking Neopet.
My Neopet, she says.
Put it in my pack. Will it fit in my pouch? Probably not. We'll put it in the backpack. Egg. I now have a
Egg.
mushroom and an egg.
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 It
You have
is
no idea
now
how
egg.
happy I am. I have dragon. Might not be an actual dragon, but it'll do it. And now these guys don't have to worry about me trying to steal one. I just gotta wait for my egg to hatch.
All right, so if you
I got
refresh your
that.
page there, buddy, it should be equipped under your actions.
Miss. Oh, I
Dang,
forgot
just
to
need to
ask
see how
Miss
to make it,
Priscilla something. I gotta ask Queen
okay.
Priscilla how to hatch my egg.
Time. That is all. Time.
Okay.
Groans and remembering when Neopets were new. I got called ancient because someone asked me when the last Pokemon game I played was. I said I haven't played one fully through since like Red, Green, Blue. And she looked at me and went, "Ha, you're old." And I went, "Fuck you."
What about
Not
the
silver,
Digivices
rubies.
that were like the Neopets?
Oh,
Oh
Jesus.
god, Webkins.
My goodness gracious. Great
Or
balls
those
of
like
fire.
monster things. Those
Yeah,
monster things that you can make. Yeah. We're old now, guys.
we're a lot of things right now.
I have Egu.
You have Egu. You do have egg.
I have egg.
You have
Loki might
egg.
Loki might name dragon egg.
I'm going to name my dragon Egg. My dragon shall never be known as Egg.
Ha, Nez, you're not the only one that has a companion now.
Shush your face. Anyway.
I have 2.
Do you think I? Yeah, never mind.
It's just.
I'm just like it's like start to respond and then just shut up and just walk away.
Yeah. Okros, was there anything that you wanted to ask the queen for, or are you pretty satiated?
Okros simply looks her up and down, says no, and walks away.
She goes, and that is a fair answer. Now, like I said, you are free to leave. There will be no dire dragon with a shotgun guarding the door. Phyllis and Avarius will simply lead you out, as well as the dwarf that met you at the concierge desk will make sure that you find your way out the front gates and towards the Valkyrie that will be parked at the far way. And as you are walking, Creed you wish to speak with me, we can have that conversation now as your friends depart. We can walk towards the concierge ourselves.
Of course.
And so
Okay.
she basically motions for all of you to kind of just vamos, and she was right. There was nothing there really holding you back or stopping you. Just very much, it's a clear shot to the door.
Yes. Does everyone else head out?
I'm off to go to the Valkyrie.
All right. See, yeah, Creed's he's gonna hang back and walk with her.
So, as I imagine the rest of you begin walking out and down the streets towards the Valkyrie at the far away, which is out the western gate that you guys traveled to previously, she walks with Creed and goes, "Well, Mr. Creed, what exactly did you wish to ask of me? It's not often that someone like myself gets a private audience with someone who has fought through 2 wars against the gods."
They say you should worry about men who live long in a profession where those die young. I've been informed that you wish to take advantage of the power vacuum following the conclusion of the war. Is that fair to say?
You guess quite right. I imagined my facade was better than that, but I should have known that someone of your caliber would see right through it. But yes, I do wish to take advantage of the power vacuum that will be left once the gods vanish. Due to the fact that I would rather them not be here, for they have made life rather difficult. It's my life here would be much tamer if there were no more gods befalling everything. I quite enjoyed it back when the keeps controlled different regions and would work together or not. It was simpler. But now with these individuals simply throwing their weight around as they see fit, breaking down entire cities, razing centuries of work to the ground, it's unfathomable. Especially since it's a card game of which one is actually going to be a caring individual or a warmongering psychopath. And I would much rather take my chances with a very predictable populace that I've come to manipulate, control, and live in peace with for the time being. So yes, I would very much enjoy the power vacuum left by the gods, because it would mean that those around us would finally get the chance to rebuild what was broken. I am content here. I have everything that I could want. But that does not mean that the region has everything that it wants.
Creed's gonna raise one hand and hold it palm out, like yes, palm up as it were.
Yes.
What if I were to offer you the chance to, shall we say, get a head start on the power vacuum?
And how would we do that?
Killing Zeus would be efficient. It'd be straightforward. Incredibly bloody difficult, if I may be honest. I wish for your assistance in doing something potentially a little easier.
I'm all ears.
I wish to take him off the table, off the playing field.
That's quite a strong suited approach. How would one such as you take Zeus himself off the table without killing him outright?
I would assume someone as powerful as yourself has ways of I believe. I'm trying to figure out the wording for it without liberally just saying what I want, what I'm thinking here.
Right.
I'm gonna explain out of character what he's gonna try to say. And I can't. I'm trying to figure out how to say it in character. Is the problem?
Right.
He's basically gonna be like, I know with your kind of power, you have the means to just throw someone in another fucking realm. And just get rid of them completely. No one ever hears from them again. The body is never found because it no longer exists. They are somewhere else.
Right. She has the potential to banish someone.
Yeah, you open a portal to another dimension, the person gets thrown in, and they no longer exist.
Right.
Here's the thing, though, out of character, don't you think if she could do that, she would have done it to all of them instead of waiting for this box to be fixed?
But see, that's the thing, is you have to find them. That's the thing. And this is, I'll explain out of character, like, the gods are aware that people are going to try to do this kind of thing to them. Bear in mind, I haven't seen your notes, but I can at least think that through. All of the gods throughout our history have been clever. Even if they've been dumb, they've been clever, and they're always aware someone is going to try to kill them sooner or later. Doesn't matter how righteous of a god you are, how innocent you are, someone is going to try to come after you. They're not going to stay where everyone can find them. The only reason we found Boulder is he was literally chained up, being used in a spell. That doesn't really count. But like,
Fair point.
Zeus, this is OG Zeus. Like, he murdered his own brother and father. Like, I can't put that any better. He is going to be prepared for someone coming for him. But sooner or later, we're gonna run into him. And if Creed can get the means to just remove him from the playing field, if I just have to stagger the man or tackle him into something and he's just gone for good, so be it. It's the best thing for the realm. With him gone, even if the gods come back, they're gonna have a heck of a time getting their foothold back. So Creed is going to, in the most polite Creed boy manner, imply that he's aware she has some level of technology of banishment from this realm for people. I really can't think of a polite way of saying it.
I do have a way of making certain individuals disappear as the need arises. It is not a simple spell. It is not a simple means either. It is usually only meant for things that are not meant to be here to start with, such as purple worms and demons and aberrations and the Fae, things that are meant to be somewhere else. There has been the case of sending certain creatures to different planes to either destabilize or to simply get rid of them, knowing that they'll never make it back. But again, it is not a simple task. Though, if you really are so ready to throw yourself away at it, I could give you something better. I could give you a chance. Not to simply vanish Zeus, but to simply remove him from the board, like you said. You see, for that kind of spell, of that kind of power, I need to be able to see and or touch the creature. The more power it requires, the closer I have to be. If there was some shit-eating peasant out in my city that was causing a problem, I could snap my fingers and one of my sisters or myself could simply send him across the realm into the fiery pits of wherever he's going, and he would be gone. Period. He has no ties here. Simple. Weak. But Zeus, this specific god, is extremely powerful and has anchors in every corner of this plane. And so removing him is going to be like removing a tumor. So we could try and push him out, seal him away, with the box or not with the box. Or I could give you a chance. A simple choice. Give you a token that, when used, would put you right next to him. give you your one shot. Now, of course, I could send you with not only that, but also something to help you do the plan you have. Whether to kill him or banish him, I could give you the means to the end, but I could also give you the chance to do it yourself. Give you a choice.
The problem is, I know he's tempted. That's the problem here. A chance to a chance by him to take upon himself to try to make up for everything that's happened. Oh, that's a.
Does he want to take this one shot, like his one opportunity?
The literally sees
Is
everything
he,
he wanted one moment. Yeah, but the
is he going to
problem.
lose himself in the process? Yeah.
Do you understand? Like that's who he is, though. Like, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, Grim.
Mm-hmm.
What I truly wanted from this was I wanted her. I was willing. He's willing to make the deal. What?
Because nothing says you have to use the coin either.
The problem is, it's not it's not the fact that he doesn't have to use it. It's the fact it's going to call to him. That's the problem.
He's an Oath of Vengeance paladin who has watched his entire world get turned upside down twice by these people.
You have it's not just that. It's vengeance for what happened to the first humans. It's vengeance for everything that happened before the Godfall. It's the fact that he's responsible for the Godfall. It's his fault. He caused all this. I just to verify? 13 years in the future.
Yep.
13 years of death and suffering of innocents across the realm that he could have stopped. That he caused. He has a book listed from everywhere they go of the people who have died over 13 years because of his inability. She's literally offering him exactly what he wants. And the problem is, how I wanted the offer to go and how I had it planned to go was if she can conjure a portal out to another realm. Creed takes Zeus through it. And it closes. The cycle is complete. He brought Zeus out, and he's taking Zeus back out. But he also knows he can't take Zeus on by himself. That's the other side of the coin. He gets his chance, and he can squander it. He's literally turning himself over to Zeus at that point. And who knows what he's going to do. And he's also afraid of losing another team. He's already lost everything else. This is a hell of a crossroads.
Yep.
I'm going to do something incredibly irresponsible real quick.
Uh-huh.
I'm solving my
You're going
problem
to
with
take the
alcohol.
coin, aren't you? Oh, God.
All right. Let's see. What do you think's better for decision making, rum or whiskey?
Whiskey.
Whiskey.
I got for at least a
I
shot
gotta
left.
go for whiskey, brother.
I'm literally finishing up my bottle of whiskey here.
Yep.
Meanwhile, me and Synaptic Fire quoting D&D version of Lose Yourself in the stream.
And as this is all happening, Okros, since you stayed in the doorway at the front, you do see Creed and Queen Priscilla come down the grand staircase past the concierge desk, and they're kind of standing in the middle of the foyer as Creed is looking at her and she's looking kind of down at him as she seems to be holding something out to him and he's hesitating. You can't pick up on what he's saying, but it's the first time you've seen him it seems that he is hesitating for the first time that you've known the man.
Okros is going to walk back over to Creed. What is this witch asking of you?
It's more what I'm asking of her.
As the three of you stand there in the foyer, in a very tense silence, the thunder and lightning outside the castle continues to intensify. As now rain is beginning to pour in sheets across St. Radric.
Your Grace, I must ask, is there any possibility that what was the word? What was the word you used, Aura, for it?
What do you mean?
What was the word you used for the item she's offering me?
One
Gift?
shot opportunity.
No,
Yeah.
no. You called it something specific. It was a token? It was something like that, though. Was the right word?
I'm trying to remember. I say a lot of shit.
We'll go with token. It's good enough. Your token. Is it possible for that be to take me there and take us out of the realm?
In what sense? As if it would. What?
I would be next to him. I'd wrap an arm around. I'd activate it again and we'd go through and we'd be gone.
I could, in the tune of things, make it so that you do have that action. That you could simply grab onto him and then run. If you so wish.
I do.
So you wish to simply be able to grab the man, latch onto him, and then take him and yourself into a gate of some kind?
Yes. I remove the largest threat this realm has seen in at least 13 years. You get your power vacuum. The gods lose a, frankly, as horrible as it sounds, unifying and stabilizing factor. And in the aftermath, you can do as you wish.
So you wish to give me what I want by sacrificing yourself, taking both of the biggest pieces on the board off together.
In the words of a wizard I know, it's a 2-for-1 deal you can't pass up.
I accept. I accept your proposal. I believe you can do this if you really wish to take that leap to remove Zeus from the board, to break everything around them. I believe I have what I want. I will figure out the box to continue destabilizing, but I think sending you directly to him to break the very chain that has wrapped this region in such a bloody war, I think so much sweeter. And the fact that you are offering it to me with nothing else attached, but that is not the way. So I will give you a token to, as well as the means to summon that doorway, to take you both to oblivion, a door to nothingness. But what should I give your friends in return for your sacrifice? As it must go both ways.
Well, the one thing I'd wish for them they'll get as a result of my actions either way. The life, though maybe chaotic at first, that everyone deserves. Chance to live. As to what specifically they should get in return, well, they would know better than I. Although I would say that, for what I'm offering you, they could ask for quite a few things. But that is between you and them.
Very well. So then, we shall do this instead. So that way, when you are gone, it is not your word against mine, it is written. And thankfully, we have a witness here to see it. And she pulls out a piece of parchment on a scroll with words that are beginning to form on it. And it simply says that for you going and either killing and or removing Zeus from the board, whether upon your death or otherwise, the listed individuals, which are the rest of the party listed by name and occupation, as well as where they live, which is all New Haven, will gain something or items equivalent to the deed being done, of up to their decision upon completion of original contract. So essentially saying that whether you live or die, if Zeus is dead or removed from the board, the rest of the party will gain something equivalent to that deed being done, of whatever it is that they wish for, up to their decision. But it will only be done once Zeus is dead or removed from the board, and that she will give you the means to get there and the means to do the job. She goes, now, all you need to do is sign. And that in the witness of Okros, you will go as the paladin of vengeance that you have chosen yourself to be. What do you say, Creed?
He's going to look her dead in the eye. And he's going to sign the paper. I'd say it's 13 years too late. But the job needs to be done.
Very well. The paper rolls up, disappears, and in her hand instead is a leather tube that you can clearly tell is some kind of scroll canister, about 4 inches long, about 2.5 wide, and then a gold coin in the other hand that seems to have a crease down the center, a perforation, if you will, She goes, snap this will bring you to him, behind him, to be specific. Then this, open it, and then the doorway will open. You will have 15 seconds to push him through before the spell fades and you are now left in front of the most powerful god in this realm has ever seen. But if you manage to push yourself and him through, that will be the end. You will simply fall into the center of something. Whatever it may be will be decided. Whether the center of a sun or maybe some other celestial abomination, maybe an eldritch horror, who's to say? But you two will no longer be here. Take these, along with my best blessing of luck, that I know this is not an easy decision. A quick one, maybe. Easy one, no. I know you feel the weight of everything that has happened since then. But it was not your fault. But if you wish to redeem yourself, I will not stop you. If it means that I have my opportunity to rebuild what has been taken, then so be it. Go forth, and good luck.
I appreciate your kind words, Your Grace. But 13 years ago, I opened the door and they came in. Despite what you and some others might tell me. And his hand's gonna kind of like, without even thinking, go down to the um, pouch that holds his journal.
Mm-hmm.
I feel each death on my conscience. I failed to complete a job years ago. Honor and my own conscience dictates I follow through with what should have been done. If that benefits you, so be it. If it benefits you, it shall benefit the realm. I only pray that this time around the keeps can learn to. And he's gonna sort of drift off and look away for a second. For his gaze, he like shakes head, snaps back to her. I only hope they learn to keep track of those who serve honorably, and not choose to throw them away. But I'm sure you have much more to do, Your Grace. And if pleases you, I shall take my leave of you now.
I have duties to attend as well. It is always a pleasure. And she bows her head and turns and begins walking back towards the grand staircase, leaving you with Mr. Okros in the doorway. Also, hi Carson. Thank you for the 69 biddies. I am wearing my magic hat. It's D&D time.
I'm sure you'll have many questions, Okros. But this is something I have to do. You have anything, Okros?
Pardon? Sorry, I just got back from getting water.
Oh. So I'm sure you have many questions, Okros, but this is something I have to do.
Yeah. Suppose I'm not going to stop trusting you now.
He's just going to kind of lightly run his thumb over the coin. I have failed to stop him years ago, before I was brought here. I let them through. All of them. My book is nearly full of names of people whose death are on me. It may benefit her, but if I might ask two favors of you.
Hmm.
First of all, I ask that you not mention this to the others. And the second is that and he's gonna noticeably and audibly take a deep breath and swallow. I'm going to be writing a letter. If things go as I have planned them to go, I'm going to be leaving it with Nez. I ask that you ensure he gets to Leandros and gives him the letter. I am aware of what I'm asking, for what it's worth.
Well, if possible, I'd like for you to hand him the letter yourself. If it comes to it, I will make sure.
And Pre's going to kind of stand up a little straighter, like a weight has been lifted off of his back. Thank you. I appreciate that. I suppose by now Nurse has begun climbing the walls and the Valkyrie waiting for us. Um, he's gonna hold out his other arm and gesture. Shall we rejoin them?
Yes, I think it is about time we do.
As you two begin to walk out of the city, you see that all the patrons that were before lined up on the streets have gone back to business and simply meander, as if nothing has occurred. The lightning and thunder crash overhead, lighting up the sky as the rain falls down in sheets against the buildings. But besides that, nothing comes of it. Lightning strikes along the outside of the walls, but beyond that, it simply seems to be noise. An innate anger from a small god that is trying to play a game beyond his own reach. And as you walk, you hear a whisper in your head that seems to come from Tiberius, as if he begins to almost feel the weight lifting off of you, as he almost seems to sing a hymn in your ears, a prayer of sorts, as he simply states, I find my life at a cross. May the light guide my path. May the wind grant me strength, and the bones tell of my end. Great All-Father, the one-eyed seer, the Lord that makes all things all right, grant me the strength to defeat your enemies. Grant me the will to defeat the beast, and through your name I shall know no fear. And the words seem to echo through your head as you walk, almost as if he's just whispering them to you as a last lifeline for you to sit on, to think about. No other words follow, but that phrase seems to echo along your head of that you should know no fear. That the bones will tell of your end, the wind will grant your strength, and the light will guide your path, even though you find yourself at a cross. It does not matter. The wind and rain sweep across the streets as you make your way out towards the Valkyrie, its large silhouette and lights beaming across the ground that is now wet from the rain that has fallen. You see Nez standing along the loading dock as he seems to be running checks on hydraulics and otherwise. Darian is inside along with Aura, as they're all tending to different things, preparing to leave this place. And as you approach, you just continue to feel those words echo about your head as the capsule and coin weigh heavy on your side. That almost as if they become lead in your pocket, as almost that the weight has been transferred from your shoulders to the duty that must be done. And so you step onto the loading ramp and inside. And as the two of you make your way up to the main floor, being able to access the bridge and otherwise, the ramp closes shut behind you as the engines begin to turn. And now you are all here on the Valkyrie once more, the engine spooling up as the light and sound return to a vessel that was once thought lost. Nez, you find Lucifer, having followed you home to the Valkyrie, seems to be skittering excitedly in the engineering bay as you fish out the metal box that was given to you by Queen Priscilla. Nez, are you alive?
I was about to ask, like, did you cut out, or were you asking me to talk?
I'm asking you to do
Because
the
of
thing.
how it's been.
Asking you to do the thing. So you pull out the box,
Sorry.
and Lucifer skidding around excitedly.
Lucifer, do you know what this is?
A number of affirmative chirps and excited squeaks exit from Lucifer as he seems to almost dance on his tripoded legs.
I'm gonna open the box and do the procedure to add it to Lucifer.
As you open the box, you see that it is not a regular heart that is inside. It is one that seems to be made out of metal and fire, almost akin to an engine. And as you look over it and you inspect it, you see that connecting it to Lucifer will be relatively simple. It seems itself, its pipes and wires seeming almost to reach out to Lucifer as you bring it down to his level. And as you do, you see the engine.
You cut out.
Yeah, I see it. You see the engine reach out towards him. Do you allow the engine to reach out to Lucifer?
Yes.
As you bring the engine closer to Lucifer, you see the pipes and wires latch onto his internals, as it seems to almost melt through the casing and fit itself inside. As you begin to see Lucifer change, the engine beginning to burn brighter and hotter, as the metal around him almost seems to turn to liquid before it is reformed. He seems to grow in size. No longer being tripodic, he seems to grow bipedal limbs, long arms that seem to hold the weapons that he's become known for. On his shoulder sits what looks to be some form of ballista, much akin to the force ballista he has used previously. On his right arm seems to be the flamethrower. On his left arm seems to be another amalgamation of weapons that you have thought about or designed for him. A large blade extruding from beneath his fist, as he seems to take this form of almost demonic stature. Just his body becoming a mass of metal and synthetic muscle structures. And as it forms, his body kind of shifts as he feels his weight swaying side to side as he's learning how to walk again. And as he looks to you, he seems to still make these weird beeps and such from an unmoving face. One that is no jaw moves, but the sounds emanate regardless. His eyes remain the same glow that you've become accustomed to. And in the bottom of this box, beneath where the heart laid, you see a number of these black coins. You see 4 of them, to be specific. And as Lucifer finally stands and getting his own weight back upon his shoulders, you see that he is now in the form of what looks to be almost a shield guardian. Somewhat smaller, almost akin to a cousin of a Warforged. No longer a turret, still a companion, but now stronger, more efficient, more vicious. What installing the heart means for you going forward is beyond your true understanding, but it seems that Lucifer is excited, at the very least.
And if Lucifer's happy, I'm happy.
There you go. But yeah, so Valkyrie takes off as you begin to.
Definitely up there on the
Curiosity.
list that of things you could be heard saying out of context.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Well, Cora's gonna be in her room with her egg, her pond room. She's gonna be sitting in her chair with her egg,
Sitting with egg.
just petting it. Like, you know those hatchimals, how you have to like rub them to hatch them? That's what I'm doing with my egg.
Don't make your mushroom jealous.
I have to plant my mushroom. He's gonna be on his own free will eventually.
You
I
do
genuinely-
remember you have a large plant pot in your pond room.
Oh. I go and plant Gorbaz in my pond room. Actually, I'm gonna talk to him first to make sure he wants to be planted. But yes.
Oi, Carly, are you about to plant me folly? The big old caper of teeth Gorbaz ready to come back into the fold.
How do you feel about living there?
Living where? I ain't gonna be living there too long. If you put me in the ground there, I'll be able to grow big and strong like. That's what matters. If I grow real big, I'll be able to get more teeth from my gubbins.
All right. Well, I'm gonna walk over there, dig a hole with my hand, and then plant him in it.
No, that's what I'm talking about. The Goldbar's coming back. Can't keep a good look down, I say. It's about time I find myself back in the front lines, being real snaky like, taking the teeth out of those that seem to be the less inflicted with being all hoity-toity about their fancy weapons.
You be nice.
No, I'm not always nice. I'm the fuck Gorbaz, the keeper of the teeth. But just leave me
And-
here. I'll grow big and strong while you're out doing other shit.
You can have all the teeth you want as long as you leave my teeth and my compatriots' teeth and anyone on our side's teeth alone.
No, you misunderstand. Is that if anyone threatens your fucking teeth, I'm gonna take all theirs. And then some. Maybe I'll start taking toes too. Who's to say?
I'm gonna just like pat Gorbaz on the head. You grow big and strong, Gorbaz. You grow big and strong. And then I'm gonna go sit in my chair with my egg.
I'm gonna grow big and strong so I can gotta get more teeth. Oh, it's gonna be glorious. Oh, the goblins. As you hear him just kind of chuckle. As you see the mushroom kind of like dig itself into the ground a little bit more as he kind of chuckles before he goes silent.
Okay, I'm sitting with my egg in my chair now by my pond, rubbing it like I would a Hatchimal.
The egg is warm to the touch, and it seems to move underneath your touch as well. For how long it will take before it hatches, it's hard to say, but it seems to at least be in good spirits and in good health.
My egg likes me. Good.
Egg is gonna do a sleep. All right,
Okay, let me-
so the Valkyrie takes off. And where do you guys go here? Or from here, to be more specific.
I have a non-campaign related question.
Uh-huh.
I always got it wrong. What was Nate's character?
Nate's character?
Yeah.
He was a dwarf cleric.
What was his
He
name?
was-
I always got it wrong.
His cactus was Yuri.
Well, this
No.
is in the previous campaign.
Oh,
I continuously got it wrong.
I can't remember what he went by. I
wasn't
think
it
he,
like
Oh,
wasn't it like Bird or something?
no.
Or am I thinking of someone completely different?
yes. Yes, you
Father
are.
something. Oh man, I can't remember. I always butchered it. No matter how many times we played, and for an entire session, I called him the wrong name. He only confronted me like at the end of it.
He was like, hey.
He's like,
Hmm.
okay, sorry for derailing. I'm actually
No,
typing up the letter. So
yeah, I can't remember what it is. I think it was like, I mean, I'll probably have to ask him. I have to message him on Zarya's server and be like, hey, what was that character you played? What was a father something?
yeah. But sorry. Anyways, continue.
Wait, did he make his annoying fucking blonde dude? We mean Nate? No, Nate played himself. We can't remember what his the name he took as his alias during the first campaign. Cass may actually remember she was there. Yeah, that's the thing, is that I can't remember what his alias was when he went to Head Thunder. It was like, oh, it was in either Cauldron or Head Thunders where he started using that alias, and I can't remember what the fuck it was.
Not Father Grayson.
No, Father Grayson was the Dragonborn. That was the Dragonborn that y'all found in the beginning.
Yeah, it did not go well for Creed's mental health.
Yes.
I realize this describes a lot of the beginning of this campaign.
Yeah. It was a lot of lean over. Yeah, I can't remember his name. We'll get it later and we'll make sure you put it on there.
My apologies.
Yeah. But yeah, so where do you guys go from here? Because you have the Drown Gate and the Northern Point, Trawler's Bay and Martyr's Wake, respectively, to go open.
Feel like the Drowned Gate. What's the next stop?
Indeed.
It was indeed, because y'all We're concerned about having to swim.
Oh yeah, Cass, you bloodletting that guy. You mean the guy that was super arsenic poisoned or cyanide poisoned, and you kept trying to bloodlet it, and it was just you kept killing him. You were just like, oh my god, it was like 25 rolls. You did good, and he didn't die at the end, which was surprising.
Speaking of which, am I still poisoned?
No, it worked its way out of your system naturally. Like most poisons last about 2 rounds in combat, unless you're like underneath like an actual like really concentrated toxin that like you ingest or is like injected into you, then that affects you in real time. But like in combat like that, it's upwards. I think the longest I've seen is like 10 rounds. So yeah, you probably didn't feel great, but like, yeah, as the context of what Cass is talking about, um you remember that syringe gun one of you found like a while ago?
Yes.
That was used by another villain in the previous campaign, uh, and was used to basically do a bunch of like assassinations. And Cass and group came across the apothecary who got shanked by it because they were trying to figure out who done it. It was a murder mystery. And then so her as the druid and I think like 2 other people were sitting down with the apothecary who got shanked by in the neck by the syringe gun full of cyanide, trying to keep them alive to figure out who stabbed them. They're rolling medicine checks because they've never done this before as they're trying to figure out what it is, as the rest of the party was now chasing the person through alleyways. So it was like a 2-sided quick time event thing going on at the same time. It was kind of nuts, nuts, little crazy.
All I can imagine is like Bird Bitch stabbing this guy in the neck with his fucking needle hand.
Yeah, it was kind of the same idea. It was a copycat murderer. It was fun. It was fun because it led them to find out that one of the priests they were talking to was a vampire, which is where Yuri came from, surprisingly. But yeah, so if you guys are gonna go to the Drowned Gate, the Valkyrie takes off and you begin flying. As the Valkyrie begins to fly towards Trawler's Bay. Next question I want to do. Oh yeah. You see that Balder isn't on the Valkyrie.
Where's Balder?
Maybe the real Boulder was the friends we made along the way.
The real ballers, the ones we made along the way. Goodness gracious.
Oh, you all got on well before me and Okro, so you're telling me you didn't notice him step on board?
You're telling me you didn't notice he wasn't with us when you stepped on board?
Yes, you could say I have a lot
Telling me
on my
we managed
mind.
to use a 10-foot god again?
You have a lot on your mind, Creed. You share. As you had stayed behind to talk to Priscilla, I'm assuming about what your wish was. Care to tell the class?
I'd care for you to mind your own bloody damn business.
Why are you being hostile? There's a question.
Because it's none of your business. And he's going to walk off.
I'm just gonna quirk an eyebrow and like mutter to myself, what's up his ass?
how you talk with him.
As Nez and Creed walk away, because I'm assuming that's what Nez just said is he's gonna walk with him. I'm gonna lean over to Adarian and be like, "So I overheard Clem saying something to you about your hands not being the typical. What's the word I'm looking for? Starts with an A.
I'm just going to kind of look at her and then start leaning away from her and ignoring her.
Darn it. You didn't want to talk to Clem about it. I'm curious. Was there a deal struck by chance? I only ask because this ragtag crew has a habit of making deals with people they shouldn't make a deal with. I remember a time not so long ago that a dear friend of ours who used to be part of our crew and then just went his own way made a deal with a certain god that he shouldn't have made. So I'm just curious what if you fit into the ragtag crew of making deals with people that shouldn't be made deals with.
I look back at her, stand up, and I go find somewhere else to sit.
And I follow you.
Oh, jeez.
What you hiding there, Adarian?
All right, I gotta look through my spell list here.
Hold on, I gotta look through. I gotta look through my
What do I
grimoire.
have to fucking smite you with? Because you're being secretive and I don't like it. We're all friends here.
I
You
didn't
don't
agree
make
to that. I'll
friends.
put that on me.
Did you find your new nameless?
New
Oh,
what
no.
now?
Her new nameless. Jeez.
No, this one won't throw a fucking electrical cord in my pond and try and kill me.
I'm pretty sure he's going to.
This one's supposed to be nice to me. I just want to know. I have
I just
theories,
want
but
to
I
not
can't.
tell you. So go away.
I don't want to go away. I want to know. Why do you guys like keeping secrets from me?
Everyone has secrets. Like, I don't know.
Or it doesn't have secrets. But I'm nothing to keep you in place. Damn it. I'm just gonna cross my arms and stare at you from across the room very angrily because you're keeping secrets.
I can live with that.
Of course you can, because you're keeping a fucking secret. I want to know if my theory's correct, and you're not helping me.
No, I'm not.
All I know is I swear to God, if you took.
You know, you
I'm
should
just
really
gonna.
be careful about
You know
swearing
what?
to
Fuck
gods
it.
right now. That could
You know what?
probably
Fuck
not end
it.
well for you.
I'm gonna walk away and back to my pond room and be like, I swear to God, if it's Hades, and slam my door.
I just pull a book out of my back and start reading it.
So as you're reading, and as everyone else is kind of doing their own thing, Okros, I imagine you're cooking. I know Nez, you're doing stuff in the engineering bay. Creed, you're doing stuff in your room / the bridge. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. I want to make sure that I'm
No,
getting
you're
it
right. You're right.
Okay.
No, you're right.
I'm angry petting my egg now.
Yes, I know you're angry petting your egg. I'm making sure everyone else has gotten their context stuff in. Okros, anything that you want to do, or you just kind of cooking, doing Okro shit?
That actually reminds me. She says she's petting her egg. Is her arm not still cursed? I don't remember that
not.
getting resolved. Okay.
Not anymore.
Well, Okros is
Just vibing.
just yeah. He's
Cool. That's fine. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Or is anything like super specific you want to
appreciate
do?
it.
All right. So, Aura, you step into your room. You slam the door. You say, "I hope it's not Hades." Slam. And you sit in your chair and you're petting your egg angrily. You hear a voice behind you. You know, you really should listen to your friends about swearing to gods.
Oh God, which one is it? Here we go. I'm just gonna lean back in my chair, annoyed sigh, and be like, "Who are you?"
You look up and you immediately recognize Hades.
Hi. Long time no see.
Yes, and now that I am no longer distracted by certain matters that have come to my attention due to my brother's arrogance, I have come to fix something of a loose end. Something that your very loud words made me very aware of.
Mm. What do you want?
I want you to take Yuri's deal.
Out of character, I don't fully remember what the deal was. I know it had something to do with like bleh. I'm like basically like blood oath to him.
Yuri became Hades' herald, essentially.
Right, he was his bitch. That's right.
No, he became his herald and basically gained stats in Warlock on top of his rogue stuff because he basically was given a pact boon to Hades. And so Hades looks at you as, we have unfinished business. Being the only one that remembers my deal so clearly that you wish to bring it up and question another party member's allegiances, well done. Just like Hera would do. I am very impressed with your backstabbing, nose in everyone's business manner. It really makes me feel like home. So, I thought it'd be best to ask you if you'd like to take Yuri's deal.
I'm gonna quirk my eyebrow and be like, "Hera was married to Zeus. Was she stepping out?"
Hera has always been a conniving, backstabbing, malicious, narcissistic individual. She just was always painted in a nice light because my brother Zeus is how would you say, an idiot. One that his own ego would blot out the sun and keep him from finding his way, if it was so true. So, as I stated, there is a loose end that must be dealt with, and you are the one to deal with it. Remember, I had all of you on a silver platter, ready to be ripped asunder by the amalgamations of the demons that you had so lovingly let loose. And I took it all away because one of you stepped forward. It's your choice again. Step forward, take the deal, and I don't sick my armies on the entirety of the northeastern region and reduce your home to ash, as I have been
Out of
instructed to by my brother.
out of character, I hate this because I ripped in the fucking Yuri for this.
Yeah,
Ha ha ha! I'm gonna just look at Hades and be like, "You come in here, disturb me, call me all sorts of lovely things, compare me to Hera, and you want me to make a deal for the better of the region."
No, not the better, the survival of the region you call home. Because I don't think you quite understand. I have been asked by Zeus to bring forth the hundreds of thousands that have died over the past 13 years and march them across from Westminster to New Haven and raise every fucking building to the ground. Now, if I had a herald that could persuade my army's attention somewhere else, or take my attention elsewhere, give me an excuse to not simply do my job, as my power would be oh so limited now that I have a herald spreading the name of what it is. Because I too want a piece on the board, as there's already multiple hands playing a game they don't quite understand.
You do realize you could have your piece on the board. All you have to do is take out the same person we all got in for. Dear old little Zeusy boy.
You want me to take on No, child, I don't think you quite understand. I want a piece on the board. So that way there is skin in the game to make sure that you take Zeusy boy off the map.
This little Haty Weighty scared of Zeusy.
No, it's just that if I kill him, nothing changes because I don't have the means to kill him in a way that
You're not
matters.
strong enough. Got it.
So, from what I'm hearing, is that you'd rather me kill you here, as well as the entirety of the northeastern region, since you want to continue to try and patronize the literal god of death standing in front of you.
You call it patronizing, I call it feeling the fire a little bit. What can I say? Maybe it's so-called narcissism speaking.
So, what will it be?
For
Be-
say I take your deal and I take over for our dearly departed years. What's in it for me other than I save the land, yada yada yada?
I would give you a weapon of better potential, something to allow you to actually wound things stronger than you, as well as give you a fraction of my power to deal with it as you see fit.
Per se would be the expectations of me because I'm not 100% clear on what you want out of
I need you to be the one to kill Zeus.
me personally. I have to kill Zeus.
You, personally, with the blade that I will give you. Shove it through that old bastard's heart.
I mean,
That's the
I could
deal.
do that. I could do that, but I know my compatriots want his head just about as much, if not more, than I do.
They can have his head. I need you to skewer his heart.
I don't think you're understanding. They want to kill him, and they are much stronger than I, usually.
You can all kill him together. You just need to land the final blow. That's it.
And do I tell my compatriots?
If you so wish, you can tell them. You can ask them to give you the final strike. You can tell them that you found a way to channel your druidic powers to make you stronger. Or you can tell them the truth. But after the big speech you just gave a Darian, what's that going to make you?
You're a bitch.
Your words, not mine.
You mean the exact same thing I ever so eloquently laid into Yuri for doing? So now you're putting me in the same position that I was so opposed to, and not giving me much of a choice if I value the lives of everyone in New Haven.
I mean, you could say no, but then you would have to go and make sure that everything you've built in the northeastern region doesn't get turned to ash. That means not finishing the temples, pulling your attention away from Zeus and Ares.
You know, Hades, you really are a son of a bitch.
I've had many centuries to plan and think, and I am proud to be a son of a bitch. That's why I had Zeus eat Kronos when we finally killed him.
Zeus was your father, not your brother. I've lost it.
Kronos is my father. Zeus is my brother.
Potato, I guess you have a deal.
But regardless, you have a choice. You can take my pact, and I'll give you the power and a weapon, and all I need from you is the final strike to send Zeus away from this plane. And if you don't, I will kill you and then march my army across the northeastern region.
I'm just gonna roll my eyes, stick my hand out, and be like, fine.
I love a terrible turn of events because this means that we have a deal. And as he grabs your hand, you feel a brand burn into the palm of your hand.
I say that hurts, but I like it.
Congratulations, Herald of Hades. You now have access to a weapon meant to kill a god. The Spear
Out
of
of character, is
Cerberus.
this quickly out of character? Is this something I could hand over to Creed if he decides to tell us what he's going to do?
No, because it's you. The weapon
Yeah,
allows you to
that's
do
right.
it, but you need to do it.
That's right. Okay, back into character we go. I'm gonna stick my hand out for the weapon and do the gimme.
Oh, you already have it. Simply think of it.
It is.
As you think of it, the spear shows up in your hand that has the brand on it. And then, as quickly as it appears, when you tell it to go away, it disappears again.
Where's my notes? Because I'm gonna forget I have this.
Uh huh. This is why notes are important.
It won't let me edit my notes. There we go. I'm just gonna call it a Hades spear to kill Zeus. Not
You
all
also
right,
get
Hades.
2 nice new abilities to use as the Herald. You get 2 ritual spells, basically meaning that they don't have spell charges. You can use them when you want. It's just that it's basically you have to take 10 minutes at the start of day to essentially do it. And then afterwards, you can just cast it whenever you want. Okay.
What are they?
Detect thoughts and speak with dead.
And I just put these in my notes.
I would just put them in your notes and make sure that you remember that they're there. So essentially, at the start of your day, you can spend 10 minutes to cast each one. And then once that's done, you can then use them at any point afterwards without expending spell slots.
Okay. Is that all you needed, Hades?
That is all I've ever wanted because now I have an excuse to watch with bated breath. Because either I get Zeus dead or I get to go burn down an entire country. I am very excited for this. Now,
Should
I
I
imagine
stop?
you were petting your egg before I rudely interrupted. I will leave you to it. And he gives you a grim smile and then disappears in a cloud of brimstone smoke.
I'm gonna set my egg back on my pillow and go back into the balcony area and say and just yell, "Hey, I need everyone to come here, please. I did a thing. Typical, I know.
I'm gonna yell out what's new and continue with Lucifer.
It involves a god."
I'm writing a note, or writing a letter.
What'd you say, Creed? You cut out.
I am writing a letter. So,
It involves
So-
a
I'm assuming I'm sitting in the room still reading my book that she just walked into and started yelling.
Yep.
I'm not even going to look from the book and just ask her, so what did I tell you?
yeah, whatever, Etheria. This is a god we've encountered before. So my other compatriots would be best to come here, please. It involves killing Zeus and other things.
Creed is going to finish writing his letter and go down there.
Yeah. Other character, because of what she said, I do come out. I'm gonna show up.
Right, no, I just need Oakers to come here. So while we're waiting for Oakhurst to come in, if he decides to join us, I'm gonna look at Nez and Creed and be like, "So, I'm about to show you something that might look familiar from a while back. One of our dearly departed compatriots donned it. Any guesses, my friends?"
We just get this over with.
I'm just gonna put my hand out, palm down, and flip my palm up. I had a visitor while I was petting my egg. He compared me to Hera and called me a narcissist, among other things.
Oh,
I mean, if the cloak fits.
Does the sigil look familiar to you guys?
but to continue, you go with me getting a blood sample?
Why do you want a blood sample?
Same reason as before.
Here.
Right, I forgot he got wanted one. Did you get Yuri's?
Yes.
Yes, I did.
Yes, he did.
I'm gonna stick my other arm out to Nez and be like, "Stab away."
The three of you, including Adarian, so four of you, would recognize that the sigil on her palm is that of Hades, and it was the same one that was on Yuri's palm after he made the deal to save all of your lives.
Wonderful.
Yeah, hypocritical, I know. But he threatened New Haven and everyone else's life. So he also gave me this, and I'm gonna think the dagger into existence.
Oh, you mean the spear? Yeah, the spear
Yeah.
shows up in your hand, and you all see this 6-foot tall obsidian spear show up in her hand.
Wonderful.
I have to deliver the final blow to Zeus.
Creed,
Or we all,
The
or we all
Creed
infamous-
die.
noticeably tenses at that.
I'm
I'm
just
sorry.
gonna like, I'm just
You
gonna
have
like,
to, what?
I have to be the one to deliver the final blow to Zeus. We can all fight and kill him, but I have to take the final deathly blow.
All right.
To put the spear through the heart. Hades' exact instructions here.
Interesting, but okay.
But that's not a problem, is it? Like, we were all gonna go kill him anyways.
Of course not.
Why are you being weird, Creed? I thought this is what you wanted, and Zeus did.
I do. Perfectly fine. If you'll excuse me, he's gonna head back to his letter.
Okay.
I'm sorry, did you say something? Some kind of sound came through your headset, but it was unintelligible.
Oh.
Not you, Aura.
I said, okay then.
Thank you.
So, looks like I owe you an apology there, Darian, because clearly your dirty little secret is not Hades. Mine now is. Yeah, me.
And with that, the curtain begins to fall as Nez, you take your blood sample, return to the engineering bay, or you go back to petting your egg. Darren enjoys his book. Okros continues the vibe, and Creed continues to write his letter. As a whisper through your head, Aura, as you sit in your chair, is the last words that Hades said to you, which was, "What a terrible turn of events. I love a terrible turn of events." And that
He
is where
knows
we
about
end
the
our
hay.
and that is where we end the session tonight. In the Valkyrie, on their way to the Drowned Gate.
He knows about the hay Creed deal. Fuck.
So, let's do a quick breaky downy before we all say our pieces and go away to raid into somebody else for the night. So, my dear compatriots, let us begin our breaky downy. Starting with Mr. Creed.
I love truly how it's you literally gave me the opportunity to have everything I could ever want. And it's trying to figure out what to do. Because I can understand different perspectives on what what Creed would do, but trying to figure out what is right, just by what I know he wants, is an interesting moral question, and I had a lot of fun with that. So, um, I love how. I also do love how Lucifer went from like a walking turret to a loader bot.
Yeah, basically.
He's gonna give him some Jordans and he'll be pretty good.
Indeed.
Good stuff all around, boss.
Go. Mr. Adarian.
I love any chance I get to do a scene with Clem, so that was great. Easily my favorite part.
Just the whole Adarian, who did you make a deal with? just why do you feel gross?
We're still not talking about it yet.
We're not talking about it, Clem. Shut up. But yes, it was very good. I enjoy it. I like bringing Clem in less of a chaotic character and more of sometimes like a pivotal story device and sometimes expositional. He fits that role. All right. Miss Aura.
Honestly, I love the situation you've now put us in, where Creed has this coin that he has all access rights to kill Zeus, and he has to. But now, because of me thinking I know something, I have to deliver the final blow. So Creed's either gonna have to tell us or not do it. And I also love the fact I have my egg.
Yes.
But yeah, overall, I see this going in a really interesting way. And how I hate Hades so much. I've hated him since the fucking beginning, and you know this, and you're like,
I love playing Hades because I get to just say whatever the fuck I want.
get it off your chest there.
A little bit.
Tell me how you really feel about Aura. Damn.
Listen, Hades doesn't like to lie. That's not his style. He's
He
not a
just doesn't like her.
he's not an
'Cause
asshole like Hera, aka Aura.
I'm not an asshole.
All I could think when you were describing it was like, I was thinking back to when I killed Athena, and all I could think was like mother, like daughter.
Yep.
I want to go ahead and just
Boom.
put it out there for the record,
Oh.
since y'all brought back up
That's
the
not what-
Hades
that is
scene.
not what I
throw
wanted
out of
to send you.
context now. I do have permanently equipped and attuned a ring of mind shielding. Don't fucking try it.
I wasn't even thinking about it.
Oh, I
Also, that is a beautiful meme, Black.
as soon as you're describing it, I was like, I immediately see the loophole here.
My mother, thank you, Harry. Brought my mother
Looks in
on.
chat.
Just you have to land the killing blow on Zeus to please Hades. I want Zeus to suffer for all eternity in a realm where he has no power. We are not the same. Oh, it's good. I like it.
100%. Yeah, again, like, first of all, Creed ain't telling you shit.
Yeah, I'll just read his
But
mind.
like, again, you misunderstand the point. Like, you can plan to get the killing blow all you want. That implies he's gonna be here long enough for your killing blow. Like,
You forget. Do you forget the spell I have access to?
you not understand my plan?
Do you
All
not
I have-
understand that I put all the chips in the table because I want to see what happens? Because you get either really creative
Let
or
me
not.
put this another way for you.
Let's hang on to the
Sure,
trash
sure,
talking
sure.
just until after the breakdown. Then once the stream's over, I'm gonna go do a one-on-one with Nez for something that he wants to do, and then y'all can talk it out over who's gonna fuck over who with what is in your arsenal. So speaking of which, to Mr. Nez, your breakdown, sir.
I love that you let me bring in Clem. I was like really happy. Like you're like, who is the person that you know that has the most arcana?
Yeah.
I immediately went to Clem. Like
Yeah.
there was no question about it.
Who has the most magical power that you have met? The man who has like 20 grimoires and like 120 homunculi. Yeah, that seems like the guy.
Flashback to being warned that the tower we're fighting in is about to get jettisoned into the sun.
Yeah,
Look, it's still a good security plan. I'm just gonna say that.
it is. It is. But yeah,
And the only character who's managed to get under my skin, well, Aura skin.
yeah. And he likes being under your skin. He's like, moist bitch. You moist bitch, get away from me and your neandering. But anyway, Mr. Nez, I know you love bringing in Clem, especially when it's for fun exposition time. What else?
The other thing is I really was expecting a little more fight back about the Valkyrie, but I love the fact that we got it back.
Mm-hmm.
And also,
oh shit! We
my
left our
Lucifer
silverware in
upgrade
the
is
carriage.
huge. Oh, the silverware? Someone could have grabbed that on the way out.
I forgot the carriage existed. It was too many sessions ago.
I mean, it was an autonomous carriage. It could be following you. Who's to say? It would show up at the final battle. An entire carriage worth of silverware to back you up.
Attack Zeus.
Ares is gonna pick a fight and just get mosh pitted by a bunch of forks and spoons.
Creed leading a silverware battalion.
That would be fucking something.
No.
That would be something.
No. No.
Buckler
It's what
raised.
follows him through.
That would be something. Anyway, so what else do you have after you stop dying?
I mean, the dying is the good way. It's laughing. No, that's it.
All right. Mr. Okros, I know you kind of came in late, but from what you listened to and what you were kind of a part of, what would you like? What'd you like to hear?
Well, I did enjoy that we brought Clem in. I found it very funny that I managed to roll an 18 with my +1 intelligence modifier to get a 19 to be the only fucking person who passed the damn intelligence save.
Yeah, Clem rolled a 7. He has so high intelligence when he rolled a 7. I was like, well, the orb of confusion.
The
Oh,
orb of
wow.
confusion.
Yeah. Oh, Kirsch be like dumb going box.
Yeah. Hades making a comeback was also interesting. I enjoyed seeing his character return.
Yes.
He might be a sardonic asshole, but that's kind of just Hades.
That is just Hades.
I am definitely glad we managed to get out there without potentially any bad shit.
Yeah, it could have gone way worse. Here, I can actually show you how bad it could have been on stream while we still have it up. Where is she? Here she is. Let's see if I can pop her out and I make it. Do I have a bigger? Let's pop-up window. There we go. Yeah, here we go. So, who Queen Priscilla was, etc.
Ah, yeah, I looked this up the second you mentioned an archhag, actually.
Yeah. She's a large fae neutral evil, and I forgot how bright my screen is. Fucking like I can see it on the camera. It is flashbanging me. Has an initiative of +16. Oh, you guys can't see because it's in a. Hold on, I'm gonna do it this way. Yeah, there we go. Has an AC of 20, initiative +16 for an average of 26. Has an average hit point score of 333, and is a CR 21 creature. Strength 24, intelligence 19, dex 15, wisdom 19, constitution 23, and charisma 25. Her deception is 14, her perception's 11, and her persuasion is a +21. Oh, and she has true sight 60 feet. And then she has a bunch of other traits, such as if she's standing near some 2 hag allies, the hag can cast one of the following spells, no material components, such as Familiar, Identify, Locate Objects, Scrying, Unseen Servant. Legendary resistance of 4 a day, 5 if she's in the lair, which was the castle, go figure. Magic resistance, Spiteful Escape. And it has to die within 30 feet of its anathema. otherwise, it teleports away, and you can't kill it, and it will stay there for 2d6 days. And then everyone is within 60 feet around it is cursed. Oh, and also it knows where you are at all times. So like 2d6 days can happen, and it will just fucking pop up in front of you, and be like, "Hi, motherfucker, round 2." But yeah, it's it deals a lot of stuff. Crackling Wave, Special Claw, has spell casting, detect thoughts, mass suggestion, modify memory, plane shift, dispel magic, hypnotic pattern with a spell save of DC 22, as well as Witch Strike and Tongue Twister, which can basically just do counter spells for free. So a lot of bad shit.
Okros knew she smelled foul.
Yes, there was a reason why she was the queen of the sister queens, because just not yeah, she is a walking TPK. Like, if you don't go in ready to fight her, the fact she also had 7 hags with her, or would have 7 hags with her, it's
Yeah.
like it would have
Just-
been,
If I'm not remembering incorrectly, just by herself, her CR rating is the same as an Archdevil.
yeah, her CR is 21.
Yeah. That would be like the equivalent of going onto one of the planes of hell and going into the castle and picking a fight with the boss.
Yeah, just going and punching that man in the face. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. For other considerations, an Arasta, an Astral Dreadnought, a Titan Monstrosity is CR 21. Our Gargantua is 21. Greater Starspawn Emissary. A Lich is 21. A Moloch, a Fiend, is CR 21. Runic Colossus is a 21. Veiled Presence is a 21. A fucking Solar Celestial Angel is a CR 21. Pit Fiends are actually CR 20. Interesting. Anyway. Yeah, so that's basically it on the whole thing. Otherwise, I enjoyed the session. I enjoyed where everything kind of went. The little bit of role play, not a whole lot of action, which is fine, but kind of setting everything up to it. And then I got a really nice compliment earlier today from another VTuber that I was talking to, where she also does DM work, which is the doppelganger I was telling Cass about. And she said that she thinks that I am one of the coolest DMs she's heard of, and the way I've told my stories and how I set things up. And it made me very happy to hear that from another dungeon master, who basically was like, "You're my kind of DM," because I was like, "Yeah, I psych profile my characters to make sure that I put things in front of them that are the carrots that they want to chase, aka, hey, Craig, you want to go kill Zeus? Here's a teleport beacon." You know, things like that. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I like setting everything up, putting things in motion, terrible turn events, and everything else. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it too. And now, since we're doing it weekly, we're going to be getting ever closer to the finale of Beyond Etheria Ashes, which I'm kind of fucking excited for. Which means that we may actually wind up finishing this campaign before I start the Curse of Strahd one, which means the Curse of Strahd one will just simply take over this time slot. So it'll either be Friday, or we'll just stick it to Saturday, and Fridays will just be game nights. Whatever. We'll cross the bridge when we get there. Anyway, thank you all for being here. Thank you all for being a part of this. Thank you all for being here with me, allowing me to storytell and weave this interesting, fantastical fucking adventure for all of us to be a part of. And I am just happy to be sharing this with you. Being able to do this makes me very happy, and then being able to do this and write the book it's very good. Where I might eventually write an anthology based on the campaigns I run, like write the actual stories out, which would be interesting. But I'm not going to put that pressure on me because that's too much. Anyway, let's give a quick thanks to our dear players. Without them, I would not be able to. Fuck you, Zoe. I turned those off and I forgot to turn them on. I forgot we stayed on here longer than I thought. And you're a bastard. Thank our players here who, without them, I would just be sitting here talking to you guys and rambling on about story elements. So, first on the list, thank you, Mr. Okros, played by Tyrannosaurus Rexus, our dear Lionfolk Barbarian.
Aye.
Of course, Mr. Adarian, our Yonti Medic Warlock person, played by our dear friend Zokard, who this is, if I am correct, this is your first official campaign you've been a part of.
Yep. And hello.
Yep, so he's doing a fantastic job role-playing and getting into character and doing things. It's very small golf claps for him. And then, of course, next is Mr. Nez, our Changeling Artificer, played by Stealth Rage 7.
Hello, my voice is back. Allergies are gone.
Yeah, my voice is back too, so I can do all my crazy voices. We have then, of course, Mr. Creed, played by my dear friend Blackburn, who has been in my campaigns for fucking almost 5 years now, which is insane to think about.
Glad to be here. Glad to be assisting in any way possible.
And then last but certainly not least, we have Timu Hera, also known as Aura, played by our dear compatriot Jenna.
Hello.
And then, of course, myself, I am Grimmauer Productions. I am the Dungeon Master of 20 years, and I'm glad to bring this story forward to all of you to share in with me. And with that, we are going to raid out to someone who is doing the things. Let's see. We'll bring you guys to somewhere funny. Ha. Let's go jump on DZ. She is playing the Super Mario RPG. And that's going to be a lot of fun to go watch. So, again, as said before, thank you all for being here and being a part of this. Without you guys, this is not possible. Thank you for sticking around. And of course, keep your eyes up for stuff that's going on. When the book gets published, you'll be the first to know. I may wind up starting a Patreon to help me fund the other books. Who's to say? But past that, thank you all for being here and have a fucking wonderful night.
Good night, everybody.
Wonderful time.